Hello, and welcome to Virtual Investor Conferences. My name is John Viglotti. On behalf of OTC Markets, we're very pleased you joined us for our Small Cap Growth Conference. We start today with a keynote presentation titled Modern IR Strategies for Microcap Companies. Please note you can submit questions in the box to the left of the slides for our presenter. You can also view today's company's availability for one-on-one meetings through the Schedule Meeting tab found on the conference platform. And at this point, I'm very pleased to welcome our keynote speaker. He's Scott Powell, President and Chief Executive Officer of Skyline Corporate Communications Group. Welcome back, Scott.
Thank you, John. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the virtualinvestorconferences.com and the OTC Markets Group Small Cap Growth Virtual Investor Conference. As John mentioned, I'm Scott Powell, President of Skyline Corporate Communications Group, LLC, an investor relations agency providing corporate communications and investor relations services to small cap public companies with locations in New York City and Boston. We're pleased to be the co-sponsor of today's virtual investor conference. I'd like to thank the OTC Markets Group, specifically John Viglotti, for today's opportunity to deliver the keynote presentation titled Modern Investor Relations Strategies for Microcap Companies. Now, turning to slide 2, you might be thinking, I'm not a microcap company, so what's in this presentation for me? Well, as most avid microcap investors would attest to, companies that take a passive approach to engaging with investors and being transparent often pay the price in terms of lower liquidity, higher trading volatility, and a discounted stock price. The tactics I'll cover today add value to companies and over the long term should translate into increased shareholder value, all things being equal. In fact, if a company that you're invested in personally doesn't deploy some of these strategies, it might make sense to ask the company, why not? For those that don't know me, I'm very passionate about microcap companies. They are the breeding grounds for innovation and risk-taking. They serve as important contributors to job creation and local economic activity. However, it's no secret that microcap companies face unique challenges, specifically when it comes to investor relations, which brings together finance, communications, marketing, and securities law compliance to enable effective two-way communication between a company, the financial community, and other constituencies, and positioning a company more favorably with investors and key stakeholders. Investor relations for microcap companies can't just be about ticking a box for compliance, because it's too important a component of these businesses' survival and success. Investor relations is critical in ensuring that the value and potential of these companies are accurately represented to the investment community to foster trust, build credibility, and attract the often needed investment to fuel their growth. The landscape of investor relations is shifting dramatically, calling for a fresh, modern approach. Today, we will explore these modern strategies and how microcap companies can leverage them to thrive in today's economy. Turning to slide 3. Clear and consistent communication is the bedrock of effective investor relations. Investors value clarity and consistency in messaging, ensuring that their value proposition, business model, financial results, and growth strategies are communicated in an accessible, straightforward manner. Reduce the use of industry jargon, or at least explain terms repeatedly, and maintain a glossary on the website. In addition, Companies should maintain consistency in their communications over time, even when the news is less than positive. Honesty and transparency during these challenging times can build investor trust and credibility with the management team. Too many companies in the microcap world do not understand this and then wonder why the last round of financing was so expensive or why the trading volume in their stock has dried up. Turning to slide 4, leveraging the company's website, social media, and other online platforms is another powerful strategy to increase visibility and foster transparency. In today's digital age, these platforms serve as crucial channels for information dissemination and investor engagement. A robust website featuring investor-friendly resources like press releases, presentations, fact sheets, financial reports, and company news can be a valuable tool. It's every company's digital storefront, open at all times, a fact that's often neglected and not maximized to a company's full benefit. Post a question and answer session consisting of the recent top questions investors asked, or brief videos of the operation and key employees is critical. These tactics, while very small and often free or very low cost, can make the story more real in the eyes of the visitor. These days, store managers have made product displays into a science. Companies should dedicate a similar effort to their own website. Additionally, social media can be used to reach a broader audience, engage with investors in real time, and control the narrative about the company. However, it's important to remember that these channels come with their own set of guidelines and best practices, especially when it comes to disclosing material information. Regular updates on financial performance and business activities are crucial. Investors appreciate being kept in the loop, and regular updates can provide reassurances of a company's ongoing viability and growth potential. These updates can take several forms: earnings releases, operational updates, or even informal updates on social media. The key here is to ensure that the updates are timely, accurate, and provide meaningful insights into the company's performance and strategic direction. Turning to slide 5. In the world of investor relations, engagement is not a one-time event, but a continuous process with investors. It requires maintaining an open line of communication with investors, stakeholders, and actively fostering an environment of trust and transparency. Investor engagement can significantly enhance a company's visibility and provide opportunities for direct dialogue. Webinars, virtual investor meetings, and question and answer sessions can serve as excellent platforms for microcap companies to engage with their investors. These platforms allow companies to communicate their narrative, clarify doubts, and showcase their business model and leadership. For example, my firm, Skyline Corporate Communications Group, LLC, regularly holds our proprietary branded live webinar event, the Skyline Signature Series. This event provides public companies with a convenient and effective forum to communicate their story to a diverse audience of financial professionals through live CEO presentations. The Skyline Signature Series is intended to generate additional exposure across a wider North American audience for public companies with compelling stories by harnessing video technology. Our financial community participants are carefully curated and qualified by Skyline. Each individual must register and be approved by Skyline so that presenters are ensured of high quality, informed, and diverse audiences of financial professionals. We offer the ability to participate in the Skyline Signature Series to our full-service investor relations clients, as well as a standalone service to qualified public companies who have been approved to present by Skyline. This is an excellent way for companies to access institutional and retail investors as it removes geographic restrictions. In an era of digital communication, platforms like this can attract a wide range of investors from various geographic locations, providing an opportunity to expand the company's investor base. Virtual events like today's event also provide a chance for immediate interaction and real-time feedback, making investors feel more connected with the company. Regular email updates and newsletters can be a potent tool for continuous engagement. These platforms can inform investors about company updates, recent developments, and future plans. This consistent flow of information can foster a sense of familiarity and trust between the company and its investors. While crafting these communications, it's important to remember that quality trumps quantity. These updates should offer valuable and relevant information that contributes to an investor's understanding of the company, not just filling their inbox with information. Shareholder meetings and conference calls are traditional yet powerful ways to engage with investors. They offer a structured format to discuss financial results, corporate strategies, and other important issues. These meetings and calls can be opportunities to demonstrate their corporate governance standards, financial stewardship, and strategic acumen. It's essential, though, to manage these interactions professionally and to be prepared to answer tough questions that might arise. Turning to slide 6, utilizing financial PR and media relations is a powerful strategy for microcap companies to enhance their visibility, shape public perception, and attract potential investors. Collaborating with financial media to highlight company strengths can effectively garner attention and interest from potential investors. This can include video interviews or online articles. However, such collaborations require careful planning and clear messaging to ensure the company's strengths are effectively communicated. These interactions with the media can give microcap companies a broader platform to tell their story, showcasing their potential for growth, innovation, and resilience. Unfortunately, a major barrier to microcap companies is the size threshold for many mainstream financial media outlets and publications. Despite this, it's important to play the long game with reporters. Focus on what makes the company unique, the product or the service, perhaps members of the management team, their qualifications, and the board of directors. Volunteer time to provide industry background and support for the reporter and develop trust over time. Depending on the company's industry, targeting well-known industry publications can often have a similar impact to a mainstream media outlet. In addition, there are many successful media companies catering to the microcap marketplace, growing active and loyal users every day, which can help grow the media kit and can generate more trading activity. Developing op-eds and thought leadership pieces can also play a major role in enhancing a company's image. Op-eds and thought leadership pieces offer an opportunity for the company's leadership to voice their perspectives on industry trends, market developments, or other topics relevant to their business, going beyond the implicit limitations of a press release. These pieces can position the company as an expert in their field, boosting its credibility and its stature. Turning to slide 7. Modern technology is increasingly changing how companies interact with their investors. For companies navigating the complex investor relations landscape, these technologies can be a game changer. They can help in creating more targeted communication, better understanding investor sentiment, and fostering enhanced engagement with investors. The use of data analytics for tailored communication is a powerful tool in the arsenal of modern investor relations. By leveraging data analytics, microcap companies can gain a deeper understanding of their investors' behaviors, preferences, and investment patterns. This can allow them to create more personalized and targeted communication that resonates with their investors. For example, data analytics can provide insights into which communication channels are most effective, what type of content resonates with different investor segments, or even what time of day gets the most engagement. With this information, companies can craft more impactful messages, leading to better communication and stronger investor relationships. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are also revolutionizing investor relations. They are particularly useful in sentiment analysis and feedback processing. These technologies can help companies monitor investor sentiment on a large scale, tracking both positive and negative comments across different platforms and analyzing them for actionable insights. AI and machine learning algorithms can also process large volumes of feedback, identify common themes or concerns, and even predict future trends based on historical data. This can provide companies with a more nuanced understanding of their investor sentiment, helping them respond more effectively. Digital platforms have opened up new avenues for virtual interaction and engagement. From social media networks to dedicated investor relations platforms, these digital tools offer numerous opportunities for interaction. They can host virtual meetings, webinars, question and answer sessions, and even interactive chatbots that can answer investor queries around the clock. These platforms not only enhance the reach of microcap companies, but allow for real-time engagement, making investor relations more dynamic and responsive. Turning to slide 8, in conclusion, effective investor relations plays a critical role in the success of microcap companies. Navigating the vast financial landscape, microcap companies often grapple with unique challenges. For instance, limited resources, limited investor attention, and battling misconceptions about their company's potential. These obstacles underscore the need for robust and effective investor relations strategies. In today's digital age, modern technologies and digital platforms have emerged as powerful allies in this journey. From data analytics enabling tailored communication to AI and machine learning facilitating sentiment analysis, these tools are revolutionizing how companies interact with their investors. Digital platforms also offer unprecedented opportunities for real-time interaction and widespread information dissemination, helping to enhance visibility and foster engagement. Furthermore, financial public relations and media relations can significantly showcase a company's strengths and position it as an industry leader. These efforts, combined with regular investor engagement through various channels, build trust, foster transparency, and solidify investor relationships. Microcap companies' unique blend of innovation, risk-taking, and potential for high returns represent a vibrant and essential part of our community and our economy. When supported by robust investor relations, these companies can effectively communicate their value proposition, engage meaningfully with investors, and ultimately unlock their true potential. It is important to remember that effective investor relations does not happen overnight. This requires consistent effort, a deep understanding of investor needs and expectations, and a commitment to transparency and regular communication. But with the right strategies and tools, microcap companies can turn their investor relations from a challenge into a catalyst for growth and success. I encourage everyone to continue exploring and advocating for effective investor relations to help microcap companies reach their fullest potential and achieve value for their shareholders. Once again, I'm Scott Powell, President of Skyline Corporate Communications Group, LLC. Skyline is an investor relations agency located in New York City and Boston, dedicated to providing investor relations and corporate communications services to small and microcap public companies across industries and across geographies. We are a senior level team with a combined experience of decades of years of experience in the capital markets, finance, law, investments, and public company management experience. Our team has worked with hundreds of small and microcap public companies across industries, and we are highly capable, responsive, and effective experts in investor relations and corporate communications for smaller public companies. We encourage you to visit our website at www.skylineccg.com, our LinkedIn, Twitter, and StockTwits pages, or email or call us directly at the number and address here on the slide deck. Thank you again for your time and attention today, and thanks to the OTC Markets Group and virtualinvestorconferences.com for the opportunity to sponsor today's conference. I would now like to open it up to a question and answer session, and happy to answer any relevant and pertinent questions from the audience today. And again, thank you all for joining today's keynote presentation. So, looking through the question and answer list, first question, the question is, what can a microcap company do to attract interest from institutional investors? Is there a threshold for market cap or liquidity for institutions or institutional investors? It's a really good question, and this I'll be the first to admit it's a big challenge, right? Attracting institutional investors when you're a nanocap or a microcap public company is challenging, and it's what many microcap public companies desire and need. It's a bit of a challenge. My suggestion is to work with your investor relations agency or work with your investment bank to schedule some non-deal roadshows to get in front of some of these institutional investors, present the story. They may not become a shareholder after the first meeting, but constantly following up with them, and delivering, tell them what your objectives, what your accomplishments are expected to be over the next couple quarters or next year, and then delivering and achieving those milestones or objectives, and then going back to these investors and demonstrating the ability to execute on your business model and plan, should be you should continue to impress and generate interest from those folks, and then just continuing to build your business, expand your market cap, and drive liquidity to your shares through conference presentations, non-deal roadshows, social media work, getting interviews in the press and the financial media. All of those things should help to drive liquidity to your stock, have your market cap, your share price and market cap fairly valued with your peers, and ultimately staying in front of those institutional investors should start to generate some institutional interest over time for your company. Next question, thoughts on companies engaging with paid-for research providers? Another really good question. And the landscape for sponsored research or paid-for research has changed. 15 years ago, there was a quality gap or lag between the quality of paid-for research versus sell-side research from investment banks. I think that gap has largely closed at this point. We're seeing a lot of really high-quality sponsored or paid-for research providers out there producing independent, paid-for research. We've seen a lot of really high-quality research analysts leave the sell side, so leave their investment banking positions and move over to sponsored research firms. So personally, if you're a smaller or microcap company, you don't have any research coverage from the sell side, sponsored research is a really good idea. It will give you your initial first call earnings estimates, and having research coverage, whether it's from the sell side or from a sponsored research firm, allows certain institutional investors to take a more determined look at your stock. Without having any research coverage whatsoever, you won't have first call estimates on Bloomberg, and it precludes certain institutional investors from even looking at your stock or your company. So the quality of sponsored research firms has improved tremendously. The price points are reasonable for many sponsored research firms, and if you want some recommendations, feel free to reach out to me directly or a member of my team directly. We can recommend certain sponsored research firms that do provide quality work. So, especially if you don't have any research coverage at all, this is a good option to get that first covering analyst and to get those first call estimates out there. And then looking, it looks like just one or two more questions. And how can a company utilize AI for investor relations? As I mentioned, there are a number of ways to utilize data analytics and other ways. And AI is obviously an emerging area for investor relations and for public companies, and things will continue to evolve. But utilizing various AI strategies along with your traditional investor relations strategies can enhance your ability to communicate with your investing community. It's important to remain active, remain communicative, issue press releases, respond to investor inquiries, all of the best practices that most public companies should adhere to. And I think that's all the questions and all the time that we have. So again, I thank everyone for their attention today. And as I mentioned, I'm Scott Powell, president of Skyline Corporate Communications Group. email address, website, or phone number is here on the slide in front of you. So if anyone has any additional questions or would like to speak further about investor relations best practices, feel free to communicate and reach me or a member of my team through the information on the slide in front of you. Enjoy the rest of the conference today. There's sure to be some really interesting corporate presentations over the course of today. Thank you all for your attention. Have a great